Thank you guys so much for stopping by. You know I love to see you. This week we will be potting up a Silver Satin Pothos. Hey, how you guys doing today? Make sure my eyebrows look good, my mustache. I'm just getting in from work, so that's why I'm dressed up. Usually when I do these videos, these are down unless you see me at work, because this is my professional look, my Dolly professional look. Today, I am going to be taking care of a pothos. It's a special pothos. It's not that special. It's not even rare. I have to check up on one fact. I read this fact that there are no pothos in the wild. They're all like domesticated plants, if that's like the right word. But in my journey of pothos, it's one of the first plants that I ever got. Pothos and a spider plant. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really care for them. But today I have it. I've had it for years. I've had this plant for over 5 years. And I just want to bring it back to life. So if you know anything about pothos, they're very, very hard to kill. They grow. That's what they do. They grow really, really wild, and really, really fast, almost like my monstera at Mount's CI. But they get really leggy. So I'm just gonna show you. Look at this plant. So again, let me just go into like the deets. It's an Exotica Scindapsus Pictus. Okay, sounds very, very exotic, but it's not. Normal light conditions, it'll grow really, really fast for you. If you actually stake your pothos, you will get bigger leaves. Mine is not. I have a golden pothos that you'll see one day that I got from Florida, and she's huge. But this one is just long. So I'm just gonna give you a little brief understanding of how long it is. So this is why I don't like it. It'll grow long, but it has leaves at the end. So I'm gonna cut this off. And what I'm gonna do is propagate this. I'm gonna cut this down. Soil that it's in, I'm gonna keep it there, but I am going to add some worm castings and top it off with some fresh soil just to replenish the nutrients, its vitamins. So again, pretty full down here. Not so much up here. There's a third one. Again, look, one leaf, stem, stem, leaf, leaf, stem, stem, leaf, leaf, leaf. Now, we're gonna make her bushy, okay? So, these guys, I am going to, actually, I'm just gonna remove this from the soil. See what's going on. Pull it over. Well, I don't know why I'm wowing. It's been here for like 5 years, so of course the roots are all over the place. Basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of like gingerly but very, very carefully also. I don't want to pull it out. Like the roots are probably at the bottom. They've probably like are wrapped around the bottom, the nodes. This is where your root is going to come from. Okay, so this is very, very important. It's not like if you cut it, let's just say here, your roots are not gonna grow from here, right? This part essentially is just gonna rot and die off. So you don't need that much of that. This is what's important, this little knuckle. I like to call it knuckle. That is your inner node. Depending on your growing environment, it's not gonna take long for you to see roots. I live in an apartment that's kind of dark, so it will take longer for me than it would probably for you guys at home who have like regular apartments that aren't in a city that is dark. Electric bill because of all my grow lights in my apartment. All right. In no time, we are going to have a bright, bushy plant. And that makes me happy. You always want to make sure that your blades are clean so that you don't pass any diseases. To be honest, I don't always clean them. The plants are fine, but you do have to clean them. You just spray them with some rubbing alcohol. I have been looking at this sucker for the last few years, just like, I don't want this plant anymore. But I'm also not a quitter, so I am going to go back anytime I don't like the plant, figure out why I don't like it, and I'm going to force myself to like it. And really, there's no rhyme or reason how I'm cutting this. I'm cutting this how I want to see it grow. Okay. So, I'll put these guys in water. This is what I'm left with. Okay. So, I was gonna like lie to you guys and make you think that like I had been growing these guys for like the last few months, and like I was gonna change my clothes and everything. I really don't have time left for all that. I don't want to fool you guys. I just want to be honest with you guys. When you propagate your pothos, you want to make sure that you have at least 4 inches, a lot more than 4 inches, but you want to make sure you have 4 inches at least, so that they're strong enough to kind of live on their own. Okay. So like I said, I have been propagating these guys for a while. And you can see that the ones that I'm putting in have that growth. Check these guys. And this is all because I just want a fuller plant. I want it to be bushy. And remember when I said you can actually get roots from just the vine, from the stem, whatever you want to call it, the vine. And I'm gonna plant these. I don't know if they'll grow anything, but this one seems to only be the only one that's ready. Next one. I'm gonna try it. And the only reason I'm planting these is because I have gotten growth from them. So I never really had a problem with the soil. So I'm gonna keep the soil in here. I did in this bowl over here, just make, kind of like just enrich it a little bit more. I put some worm castings, mixed it with the regular soil, just to kind of top it off. Nothing wrong with those. I did cut these from the original plant, so I'm really just experimenting. We'll do a kind of like what she doing now video in a few months just to see if I can get any growth from these, but kind of like throwing away parts of the plant. And I'm going to continue to add to this plant too, because again, I want it to be as full and bushy on all sides, not just one. And I don't want it to be so as time goes on, we will look at the progress that the plant is making. Guys, I just have to say I feel so bad. I've said it in the text throughout this video that my second camera was not on. I did not realize it until the end. So basically what you're seeing is I'm just selecting how I basically just want this to be arranged. When I got it all together, it was a little bald, so I waited for some more of the propagated pieces that weren't ready yet to add those, but I'll show you at the end of the video what it looks like today. But I just really had to get in here and apologize for the fact that I don't have another point of view. I feel really, really bad about that. You guys get to see my little Santa Claus belly, but hopefully you still will enjoy this video. I'm pretty sure you could just stick these in dirt also, but I, again, I've never had success with straight, is it propagate? Well, I've never had success with just putting plants in dirt and seeing any type of growth, if anything. They just rot and die. So this is a little sad boneyard. Let's keep that. But I'm rooting the bigger pieces that I cut earlier right now. These are the pieces that I had already been propagating, and we'll do an update. Do an update in a good month just to see how my Ball Beasley plant is doing, okay? Well, thank you guys so much for always coming out and just saying hi to me. Do you know what? I should show you my other pothos. I'm gonna show you my other pothos. I should show you my other pothos. Yeah. I'm gonna show you. This is my other pothos. And I wanted to show you this. This is my golden pothos. And it already started rooting a little bit. Look how big it is. This is so nice. And I'm going to show you why I even have this. But I am propagating this for another one that I have in my other bedroom. And it is a glorious plant. The leaves are so big. And I'll never see the growth that I would see if I was like in Florida. Just because there's no space up here. There's not enough sun. The sun down there grows. The sun down there is intense. It's always giving life, whereas in New York, it's always gray. And ain't no life being given. So you gotta work with what you got. Let those grow with my Scindapsus, right? So they can be friends because they're like cousins. But eventually, I will give you the repot on this as soon as the leaves are long enough, and I'll let you see what plant it belongs to, because it has friends in there that are from the same family with really beautiful leaves. So this is going to go on that. Another thing that I love about it is that that plant is staked up, and I find that plants that like to be staked, like pothos and monstera, that are I don't think that there's what do you call it, parasitic. They don't necessarily live off the plants, but they will grow off the plants. But I'm gonna find out the answer to that because I don't want to give you guys wrong information. And I just say that to say, when you stake them and they have something to climb, they like to climb, you're gonna see that growth in your leaves. So right now you would have leaves like this, but if I were to stake this, the leaves that would grow last, the ones that would be at the top, actually, those would be the newest leaves, wouldn't they? They'd be the oldest. They'd be the newest. Yes. I should know this, but it's late. Those leaves are going to be huge. And when you have a lot of sun in the right growing conditions, a lot of those plants can have leaves that are like as big as your head or my head, and my head is very big. So thank you so much for being with me. I didn't even have my other camera on. So this is what it looks like all planted. This is my plant, if you can see that. It's not a lot going on, but again, I cut it up because I needed it to be more bushy. Eventually I'm gonna get growth, so I'm already starting to see growth in places like here, little leaf here. There's some small ones over here, and these stems are actually giving off leaves, so we will see more leaf. I'll do an update in just a little bit, meaning like a month or two, so that you guys can see what my plants are doing. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see each other next week. So this is a few months later. Fast forward, when I first had started planting this, she was bald. She was a bald Beasley. Did not want to show you her without her full glory, and she still has some growing to do. So this is an update. I've added those pieces that I propagated in, so there's more updates to come. Like always, thank you guys so much for stopping by. You know the drill. If you like what you see, subscribe, like, and refer me to a friend. Have a great week, guys. See you next week.